All right, what's going on? We are here with someone that just broke, as far as we know, an industry record. This guy cranked 100 deals in 29 days?
28 days.
28 days. Absolutely insane video game numbers. So our mutual friend Alex Smith, he hit me up. This guy Anthony Fiorentine is over working with Alex, and he's like, "Man, you got to have this dude on the podcast." He just ripped an insane amount of deals. So I'm like, "All right, let's do it." Never been done before, so I'm excited to hear what this kid is doing. So Anthony, thanks for coming with us on the Solarpreneur podcast here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, dude. I'm fired up.
Yeah, no, that's going to be cool. And I'm sure you've had a lot of people ask him, like, what are you doing? Are you on some sort of solar steroids? Like, this can't be done. It's impossible. And so we're going to hear all about it. He's going to drop the secrets for us, tell us what it takes really to hit these kind of numbers, and then just tell us the journey he's on. And, we'll touch on how to really have it all, because I know that's what you guys are all about too over there at Spartan, is having it all in fitness, finance, every aspect of life. So yeah, before we get into that, you want to tell us just kind of your journey so far, Anthony, how you got into solar, how you ended up over there at Spartan, what you've been up to so far?
Yeah, definitely. One thing I want to start off and just say is, like, anybody listening to this, I just want you guys to be able to walk away from this podcast and have tangible stuff where you think that you can go and do it and understand that, like, what happened was nothing special. It was, I'd actually argue that it's easier to do those massive numbers than it is to do lower numbers with volume, for a lot of reasons, which we'll get into. But really, just the biggest takeaway I want people to have is that they can go and do it too, because it's nothing special. Like, we walked away from that. We were like, damn, bro, like, we really don't, like, we could have worked harder, you know?
Yeah.
So once you make that flip and flip that switch, it gets fun. But yeah, dude, I dropped out of college, didn't, no college degree in 2019, was living in my parents' basement. It was $0 to my name. And this kid I went to elementary school with was in the industry, telling me he was making 10, 20K a month. And honestly, dude, I just looked at him and was like, if he's doing it, I think I can do, if you're making 10 to 20K a month with a couple sales a month, I think I could do triple that, and those numbers would be crazy. And for a college dropout, I always knew I wanted to make money and be successful, but I never knew how. I wasn't always the best student. I really went to college just to play sports, just to play baseball. And then when that kind of ended for me, I really didn't know why I was in school. So I bought a one-way ticket out there. And, dude, kind of a crazy story, because it was March of 2020 and left to go to LA. I'm in the airport, bags packed. The guy who I'm supposed to work for calls me and says, hey, man, I just quit my company. I'm going to try and start my own commercial solar company. And I was like, dude, what the heck is this guy talking about? So 3 days after that, COVID hits. LA shuts down. I'm in LA. I'm like, dude, what the heck am I supposed to do now? And ended up linking in with Mo at Simple Solar, and then ran with that. I was like the sixth person in that company, and I was doing, but when the time I left, was doing about 70 to probably 65 to 70% of the volume over there. We started there, Florida, moved to Florida, and then built that up. We got that up to like 250 when Simple was like crazy taking off. Did some stuff with Titanium. Did like 80% of their volume for 18 months. They got the acquisition. Some stuff changed, and just the best thing for my guys, I was going to start my own company. Called Alex just as a friend and said, hey, dude, like, what's some advice? How'd you start yours? And he goes, dude, well, I'll just tell you what I'm doing over here. And it just felt like, I was like, wow, I could cut a lot of time instead of just doing my own thing. And for me, I got into this industry for freedom. Like, I want to be able to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, with who I want to do it with, for as long as I want to do it, wherever I want to do it. And I think for me, the best thing, and my guys, was just plug into something that was already running with a good ops team that is aligned with the front end, and just do some crazy, crazy volume, because that's what's fun. Volume solves all problems. Everybody in the industry says there's ups and downs in this industry right now, or that solar's hard or whatever. Solar's dead. I see people posting, and it's like, dude, you know what solves all that? If you go out there and just do a ton of volume.
Yeah.
So
no, 100% love it. Yeah, and there's this book. I don't know if you've heard of it. Actually, I haven't finished reading it yet, but it's called 10x is easier than 2x. And it's just that whole same concept like you're talking about. Like it's much easier to just, have insane results rather than having a little bit better results.
Yeah.
And yeah, it really doesn't take that much more work. Like I know myself, yeah, last month I was just doing a bunch of self gens and I decided, okay, I'm gonna work way harder and see what happens. And I like doubled myself. Yeah, I was doing probably, I don't know, eight self gens, just kind of coasting.
Yeah.
Last month went and did 15, and it wasn't like that much. I look back and just like you were talking about before we started the recording, it's not like you get to the end, you're like, oh, I probably could have done even more than that. It really wasn't as
Yeah.
hard as I thought. Just tweak a couple things. But no, I love hearing that story. What I wanted to ask you before we get into the meat and potatoes here, Anthony, is I know a lot of reps have gone through company changes where maybe companies have got acquired by other ones. I myself have been through multiple companies where like the installer stopped paying us, went out of business, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you haven't gone through the whole simple acquisition, gone through some different changes. Was that ever discouraging for you? What was that like on your end? And how do you keep your guys motivated through changes and not thinking like, oh, this industry sucks. There's so many changes. But I don't know
Yeah.
what your feelings were when all these things were going down. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. Dude, I think that's an awesome question. Yeah, there's always ups and downs in this industry. And I think if you want to get into leadership, you have to get ready to have your heart broken a bunch of times by a lot of people.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing though, I think, is that if you take that baggage to the next company, you're already lost. Like you're already done. You have to have that new slate and be able to trust again and be okay with like, listen, I love this opportunity that I'm in right now. It's the best opportunity that I've ever been in. If in a year I end up getting, hurt or whatever by it, like I would go to another opportunity open minded and ready to fully commit again. Now, do I think that's going to happen? Absolutely not. This is where I want to be forever for the rest of my career. But that's also how I looked at every opportunity that I was at. So, you know, everybody's in this to have success at the end of the day and feed their families. But, I'm kind of in this for a little bit bigger of a picture. I really want to chase, like, one of my words of the year this year is impact. I think if you just have your guys, like, people don't leave companies, they leave leaders. And I think I pride myself on actually caring about who works with me. I like to say work with me. I don't ever like to say people work for me because then that's like, you're better. Like I do this job with my best friends, and my 10 closest people, my 10 leaders that I work closest with are my 10 best friends. And I think if you always lead with their best intention, they will always trust you and follow you. So obviously, when stuff started to go down, they, came to me, and I think I listened. And if you ignore the whispers, you'll hear the screams.
Yeah.
You have to listen to your reps and have them be a part of the process too. Like I didn't just be like, hey, we're leaving and we're going here, and I made this decision. It's guys, let's cut the bullshit. Let's cut the fluff. Excuse my French.
Yeah.
Like, is this where we want to be? Is this a good situation? Is this the best position for you guys? Let's take me out of it for a second. Is this the best position for you guys? Because, dollars follow value, not the other way around. And if you can always put them and give people enough what they want and put them in positions to succeed, you'll get what you want at the end of the day. So, I mean, the first time I left, I walked away from, I lost like 70K in overrides. And this last one, I left. If I stayed for 30 more days, I would have got 140K in override. Um,
Nice.
and I couldn't put my guys in this position that they were in.
Yeah.
And I realized it's about who you do it with, not what you're doing. So,
Yeah. No, super important putting your guys first. And yeah, like as I'm sure you've seen, Anthony, people are looking to be led in this industry. So many ups and downs. So I think guys, they can just be secure of their decisions, not act like the world's ending when things change. That's who guys are gonna immediately flock to and
you
want
you
to be
got to
led.
zoom out. Like it's so when stuff gets tough and there's transitions happening, you have to zoom out. When people get zoomed in, then they start making short-term decisions. That's when they mess up. You have to zoom out, and it's like, hey guys, this is not we're not making the decision every day if we're going to be here. We make the decision one time and we're here.
Yeah.
But if you constantly have to make that decision every single day, if you have a couple bad days that string together, then you're not going to make the decision to stay anymore. But you
Yeah.
lock in. Like there's loyalty and then there's blind loyalty. But the leader has to be blindly loyal first to their guys the first time. If they hurt you, fine. You gave them that first chance. Or if they're close to you, now they're a guy, and loyalty beats talent all the time. My 10 closest guys to me, I'd rather take my 10 most loyal guys because I'm being most loyal back to them than the 10 most talented for sure.
Yeah. No, I love that. Yeah, and then I know there's some things that attracted you about Spartan that made you want to go work with them. Because like before we hit record, I know you mentioned you were really close to just starting your own company, starting your own dealer. And I know there's a lot of guys that are just like, man, I'm not progressing where I want to be. I'm just going to go start my own thing. I've seen a lot of them crash and burn. Sometimes it can work out, but I know it's not for everybody starting your own dealer too. So what was it ultimately that made you decide to go work over with Spartan and instead of just taking your guys, starting your own dealer, probably making more money on that potentially. But yeah, what was it that made you decide to partner with Spartan and team up with them?
A couple things. I don't know if I can narrow it to one, but the main one was that I was able to cut out time.
Okay.
Able to cut out a lot of time to get where Alex and Spartan were at operationally on the back end. Millions of dollars and probably 3 to 5 years away.
Yeah.
Not that it's not doable. I'm not saying what he has and what we have is like, impossible to go do on your own. But for me, way less invested financially on my end, and then a lot quicker, and then I don't have to put my guys through growing pains as much.
Yeah.
Granted, there's still growing pains here. There's growing pains everywhere when you're scaling as quick as we are and trying to be as perfect and perfection and then like really have it all and do the things that we're doing. But to not have to put my guys through restarting growing pains and understanding to get them paid quick and maybe starting a company on my own was maybe the best thing for me if I was just looking at but I don't even really think it is. I think I could have done it, but
Yeah.
I'll probably make more money here based on the scalability and the freedom that we have. And the biggest thing is I know Alex was never going to put like a leash on me either. Like we had some pretty long in-depth talks that this feels like a partnership, but it's not something that, I don't feel like I work for him. And he listens really, really, really well. And I said, hey dude, as long as, you put my guys in a position to win, you're transparent with me, you go run and lead this thing. And then what I'm really good at is duplicating people, getting them in close, like tying people together and scaling super quickly and getting guys paid. So
Yeah.
that's really it.
Yeah, no, I love that. And I think it goes back to what you're saying, just zooming out. So many people, they're just zooming in. They're like, okay, if I go start my own dealer, I'm going to make maybe three grand more per sale. And yeah, it's like maybe you'll make a little bit more per sale, but like, are you going to be able to scale just as quick? Are you going to have the system set up? It's about way more than what you're going to make per deal. And I think that's
Yep.
a question that anyone thinking of starting their own dealer or, jumping ship, the company you're at, you got to ask yourself those things. Like, is it worth, having to build all those things yourself? So, but yeah, I love those points you brought up. It's good.
And just to kind of piggyback on that, it's also like how much faster can I learn if I'm by myself versus if we have Sam Manley who is a 7-figure earner, if we have Soriano who's a 7-figure earner, if we have five people that if you're a 7-figure earner in this industry, you could start your own company for sure. But we all are in the same pot with Alex. There's like about 5 to 7 people that are could go start their own company that don't. We're learning so much faster together because of the collaboration than if we did it on our own. The scalability is crazy with that.
Yeah.
So now you're talking probably 10 years to get to where I feel we'll get to together,
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Having a running mate, dude, part of why we hit 100 is because I had my good running mates. But dude, I read the book Choose Your Enemies Wisely this year, and that totally changed everything for me, bro.
Yeah.
Best book I've ever read. And getting a running mate, tying in with somebody, and being able to bounce ideas and collaborate and have your voice heard and then hear their perspective, it's the biggest cheat code to life.
Yeah. Alex recommended that book to me, and I just got done listening to the audiobook. Want to go listen, but it's super good. We'll link to that. And anyone listening, if you haven't heard, we've had Alex Smith on the podcast. We've had Sam Manley. And yeah, like imagine these guys all working together. It's a it's a powerful group right there. It's like the Avengers of Solar all in one place. So I think there's a lot of power in collaboration like that and being able to bounce ideas off each other.
And when the belief and the alignment is there, dude, it's speed and trust. It's speed and trust. If you have those two things with each other, Alex is in a very unique position. I've told him, like, dude, the top 5 guys in the company with the most influence don't want to switch places with you. So you can do it. Don't ever. He never has to lead from a place of fear that he's ever going to lose his people.
Yeah.
And it's the same way with us to him. So we have full faith that he's doing everything the right way. Yeah. And that's what makes it fun, when you can really scale fast.
Yeah. So good. So yeah, let's shift gears a little bit and give the people what they want to hear. So we all want to hear about these 100 deals in 28 days, what it took to achieve that. And what's really incredible before we get into that is Anthony, he's the VP of sales, right? VP of sales for Spartan.
Yep.
Yeah. And so most people are like, VP, this guy shouldn't be knocking on a door. But he went out, he just hit the doors hard and just manifested it and pulled off the 100 deals, 28 days. Absolutely insane. So I want to hear just a little bit about that. Like, you as the VP, were you even really knocking before that? Or like what?
So this was the first time I knocked in 7 months, and the time when I knocked in 7 months, I knocked for 3 days. Before that, it was another 7 months. I have over 140 reps on my direct downline, so it's like I don't really knock too much, And then plus now I'm responsible for every sales in the company. But dude, that has nothing to do with it. That I think actually the time off made me do more, because it took away the limiting belief that I've had on myself.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, I'm super impressed with that, because now you going back to, all your leadership responsibilities. It's like anytime guys come to you, they know, like, okay, this guy has been through it. He literally just went and did 100 of these in 28 days. So let's talk about leading from the front. It's like these guys see what you pulled off. And that month, did you just tell your guys, like, hey, look, I'm not taking any calls. I'm not doing any leadership. I'm just head to the ground
and
setting deals.
Exactly. And you know what happened, which is so funny? We had our best month as an entire company. So over 700 accounts as a company, when I was doing the least managing. I think managers make the big mistake that they have to work on the team. Sometimes you need to grab 1 guy, 2 guys, and say, hey, we're running a million miles an hour in this direction as fast as possible. Let's see who can keep up. And people will keep up or fall out. But a lot of times they'll keep up. I had my best month, right? I did 100. Look what happens. Sam Manley has 79, has his best month. Christian Fernandez has 40, has his best month. Soriano, I think, passed over 50 and had his best month. We had like 7 guys over 35 that month, because
oh my gosh,
with no managing, no value, it's dude, let's run as fast as possible and see if these guys can catch up, and then they do,
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
But dude, I think, and the cool part about not knocking in 7 months, like, is my pitch had nothing to do with why we hit 100. Like, there's no secret sauce. There's no magic. Like, if these guys are on the call for, like, the magic one-liners and stuff, they're probably not going to get it. It's more so about everything else. Like, the reason I wanted to even go hit 100 is because every time Alex would, and this is why if I had my own company, this never would have happened.
Yeah.
Sam gets introduced we go to door-to-door con. And I said, okay, dude, well, number one, I have like a couple words of the year, but my phrase of the year is have to have it all. So 2, my word is brand. Like, I want to blow my brand up. And then 3, impact. I really want to chase impact and impact as many people as possible. And that's why it all correlates. That's why I want a bigger brand. But so I knew, I was like, I'm going to throw a crazy, crazy, crazy thing, whatever it is, out there. So I need a massive achievement to become immortal. So Jeff Mendez was at our leadership retreat, and he walked into Vivint and said, what do I need to do to be immortal? And they told him sell 300 accounts. So I said to Alex, what do I have to do to be immortal? He said, hit 100 deals in a month. Or he actually said break the record, which was like, I think it was like 70 or something. And I was like, okay, well, if the record's 70, let's just do 100. What sounds like, I didn't knock for so long because I wasn't getting motivated to go out and knock. It wasn't fun for me. But you know what scared me, which made it fun, was 100. So I said, okay, let's go up to door con, and everyone's going to get introduced. Like, oh, this is Sam Manley, he had 62. Oh, this is Soriano, he had 50. Oh, this is Anthony, he's our VP of sales. He's a beast. I'm like, well, where's my accolade that's going to be like, damn. So I was like, okay. The three things of highly successful people that they all have in common is a slight superiority complex. You have to think that you're good enough and a little bit better than most people, because if they can do it, I can do it, right? You have to have that to be super successful. Yeah. Then 2 is extreme insecurity too. So it's a driver. I never think I'm doing enough ever. When I was out there, when I was with Sam, we were never doing enough. Meanwhile, we were putting 12-hour days in, and we were eating once a day, you know? And it's like, I think that, and then the third one is impulse control. So I didn't want to do a lot of what we were doing, but to be able to say no to a lot of stuff now that's better for me later helped as well. But like, so because of that, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to George York, and then I'm going to put it out there. Like, dude, Conor McGregor is one of my biggest, like, you know, role models, I guess, in terms of just his mindset. How he says that clip, there is no talent here. This is strictly obsession, you know? And that's how I took it. Me and Sam aren't the most talented. We're not like, that's what I want people to take away from this. But you have to, if you think it and you see it visually enough, and you inside truly believe it, like fully believe it, and make that decision, and then you put it out there and put the pressure on yourself, and now put it out there to the point where it's like, sometimes I put it out there and I was like, damn, I'm really saying 100. I went to somebody that was going around door to door con, and I don't want to give him like any free clout, but like doing some videos. I said in one of his videos that, I bet he doesn't post it now though, I said, dude, I'm doing 100. I'm going to do 100 in February. And I said it on camera. And I wanted him to post it because I wanted to put that pressure on myself. Wow. And a lot of times when I was in the doors and I was at 60, I was at 70, and I was like, dude, I did a lot. But I was like, I'll never let him have a video of me saying I'll do 100 and not do it. So it had to get done in my head, you know? Yeah. And then I put systems around me in place. I got the ops team on board with me, and then I picked a running mate, Sam Manley. I picked Alex Soriano, and then I picked a couple of my boys to just go out with and be in the right environment with me. I said, hey, I called my twin brother and a couple of my boys halfway through the month. I said, hey, I need you guys here, just for like to be around and catch overflow appointments. Not that you guys will be closing too many, because me and Sam are going to be like running, but I just need you guys in the house for after, and like a good support system to keep me rolling. And then I said, okay, you guys are out here with me. There's no way I dragged you guys out here and we're not going to hit it. So now I have to hit it for you, because it's bigger. You have to make it bigger than yourself, because you'll never do it just for yourself. It's not going to be enough. And then 2, don't calculate any commissions. I didn't calculate it. I have no idea how much I made. It's over $250K for sure, but I have no idea. I didn't calculate a single commission. So you have to gamify it. I even like putting all these systems in place, and I know I'm like rambling, but like I left the company group chat. I told Smith, I said, hey, dude, I got to leave the company chat because I can't keep looking at the board and a huge gap for myself. Like, and then everyone is texting me like, hey, good job. Hey, you know, and then I was getting dopamine hits from that, and it made me work less hard. I was like, no, you guys, like, I can't hear that until the end. So we'd be at 70. It's funny because me and Sam would be driving. We had an hour and a half drive every day to turf, and we'd be talking. And if we hit, so we did 37 of those in the last week. So we did 37 in 6 days.
Wow.
And the reason was the whole time the mindset, I'm like, okay, 3 a day is floating. If we do 3 a day, we will. It was always 5 to stay alive, but 3 a day for 3 weeks will keep me in like range where I could hit it. The goal just has to be a possibility with the last week, because then we'll sprint to it and hit it. We're either going to miss it by 40 or we're going to hit it. We're not going to miss it by 10, you know? So I was like, okay, 3 a day, 3 day, 3 day. We had a couple big days. And then the last week we were like 37 in 7 days. We did it in 6. We're like, yeah, we can hit that. 10 spot, 5 spot, 10 spot, like 7 spot. And then I think the last day was like a 4 spot, and we left. It was like a half day. We hit it before like 3. Um,
Wow.
but
That's fair.
dude, it was like just to be able to really lock in and forget about everything else. And if we were literally saying in the car ride that the last week 5 felt like 0.
Yeah.
4 felt like negative, like we lost that day,
Yeah.
and anything above them felt like 1, 2, and then the 10 spot felt like good. But we got 5. We did the 10, 5, 10. We were panicking when we hit the 5, like pissed in the car after a 5
Wow.
spot, pissed,
Oh my
livid.
gosh. Yeah.
And then the next day we were like, dude, we need to we need to pivot. We need to do like that was unacceptable today. We went to bed pissed, and it was good to stay in that mindset. And the next day we got 10. We're like 10 spot, 10 spot. Every day is a 10
Wow.
spot.
Wow.
Putting the pressure on yourself to do it like that. And then it was, we wake up and I gamified it with Sam. So
Yeah.
this is a hack. This is something they can duplicate and take.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
as the setter, link up and put a closer on your hip.
Hmm.
And you need that closer on your hip at all times. Hey, how you doing? I'm brand new. I'm the brochure boy as a setter.
Yeah.
Honestly, man, that's all I do is see if you're the homeowner. If you pay over $100, if you have good credit, we'll send over Sam. He's my boss, and he'll be the one that builds up your entire design, answers all of your questions. If you guys really want to do it, at the end of the day, it's up to you. If you guys want to do it, he helps you submit the application and get approved, and then if not, who cares? Like
Right.
totally up to you. Super nonchalant. Hey, but then I'm building up Sam,
Hmm.
building him up the whole time. Dude, he's been doing it for years. He's so smart. I showed them a picture of him if I don't have him on my
Wow.
hip, but if
That's
I
good.
have him on my hip, so then they open the door. Dude, of the hundred, not to bounce around too much,
Hmm.
I said 130 appointments and including comebacks, 185 leads, and we closed
Wow.
100. And right now, only like I'm already at like 7 of them installed, and we'll probably end up with like 65 installs. So for that much volume, pushing that much volume, even
Yeah.
if we get, 55 to 70 installs, dude, that's crazy.
That's
You
awesome.
know.
Yeah. Incredible.
Uh,
Incredible.
so I had him on my hip and I made it a game. So every time he'd be on my hip, I would text Alex sometimes and I'd be like, hey, dude, nothing this morning. So I would say 85, 90 of those were same day walk-ins. Same day
Wow.
right now.
Yeah.
I'd have him on my hip and I'd be like, okay, there's a clock in my head now. I have to get you off my hip. That's a game. I have to get you off my
Hmm.
hip. I have to get you off my hip. If I had
Yeah.
him on my hip for more than 5 doors, I'd be apologizing. I'm like, dude, I gotta get you in the house. So, or I'd be like, I'd text Smith. I'd be like, okay, bro, I'm gonna text you when we're in turf, and then I'll text you when he's in a house. I'll send you a picture. We'll time it.
Yeah.
And then like I'd send him a picture like first door, second door, like of the Segway like outside parked, and Sam's in the house. And
Right.
now he's in the house, and I'm like, dude, Sam's gonna wrap that up in 30, 35 minutes. I need another like 2 loaded up for him, so he's never on my hip. And I made that the game, and that
Yeah.
just made me like, you have so much urgency. And it
Wow.
was good because he was my running mate the whole time, and he'd be able to see like, he's like, hey dude, like this turf isn't hitting right now. Let's pivot. It's not you. But I was able to get so ingrained and only be like, it's me, it's me, it's me, it's me.
Yeah.
So with like that, the combo, he had like a bird's eye view, and
Yeah.
just dude, it was a blast, bro.
Wow.
I know I just kind of rambled, but
No, that's good. That's so dialed. But yeah, like I can't imagine not knocking doors 7 months and then you just decide that you're gonna hit 100 in a month because you were at like you hadn't knocked, and you said this before you even started. Most guys, if they haven't knocked in a couple weeks, they're like, oh, it's gonna be a rough couple weeks trying to figure out how to knock a door again. But here
yeah, I didn't
Anthony
even
is
think
7 months.
about anything. I didn't think about my pitch until the door started unlocking, and I was like, oh damn, we're here. We're on the
Like,
dock.
wait, what do I say again?
Showtime. Yeah. I was like, damn.
Yeah. So were you nervous, like when you're over at Door to Door Con, just talking the big talk, saying you're gonna hit 100? Were you pretty nervous in your head? Like, did you ever have thoughts? Oh, I haven't knocked in 7 months. What if I did? What if I fall on my face? Or were
Yeah,
you
I
just
think
like 100% confident?
it made me a little like uneasy in my stomach, like for sure when I started putting it out there. But that's how you know it's good. That's how you
Yeah.
know it's a big enough goal. That's how you know it's worth it. That's how you know it'll make you immortal. That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
It had to a little bit, and then that made me, there's no better feeling, bro, than setting out a massive goal and hitting it. Like the confidence that gives you
Yeah.
and you can, if you can stack that like a couple times a year with some big stuff, that's fun. Then it gives you confidence to do pretty much anything.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I like how you're a VP of the company. You're a leader and you're going back. Because I think so many leaders, yeah, maybe they had some big months before, but I see so many guys who they're like VP at their companies now, running regions, that they're like, okay, I did my work in the past. I never need to go back, hit those numbers again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's so much power in doing that. And because like even me myself, like I've been doing these podcasts, it's been like I don't hit big numbers as much anymore. I got the podcast. So I'm like, oh, I'm the Solarpreneur. People just listen
Yeah.
to my podcast. They should know I'm legit and all this stuff. But
Yeah.
it's like nothing brings attention more and brings respect, brings people listening than going out and hitting those big numbers. And even me having like a decent self gen month last month, like I had so many more people just reaching out, bro. What did you do different this time? I see more people listening to the podcast, just like so many benefits of going out and putting in the work, probably more than anything else you could do. So, no, I just got a ton of respect, and it's cool that you decided to do that, and
Yeah.
yeah, you brought the immortality to yeah, to Spartan those numbers.
Dude, I appreciate it. Well, this is one thing that made me think of just while you were ripping that. Well done is way better than well said.
Yeah,
So, um, also leadership is like leaders should be activists, not historians. We've all heard that probably. But you have to be really aware, dude. Everybody should read the book Awareness by oh, Anthony Lamello, I think, or something. And then right after that, the 5 Levels of Attachment by Don Ruiz Jr. really opened my eyes to being way more aware. And I
yeah,
think a lot of leaders can do a lot better if they just listened, and 90% of what's being said isn't being said.
yeah,
So, and that's on the doors, but that's also with your reps. So when I'm talking, why are they not responding? Why is my word not gold? Why did they not look up to me a ton? Why do they not, or just as much as I want them to, or why? Like I want to be, dude. It's like kids, bro. Like you want to be your kid's hero. I want to be my rep's hero. Like I
yeah,
want them to look up to me, and I want them to want to be me.
yeah,
And they don't want to they don't want to be me if I don't have something, a crazy accomplishment like the
yeah,
best. I only want to be the best. Why do I look up to McGregor? Why do I follow like a lot of his mindset stuff is because he was the best.
yeah,
Uh, so I think you have to be the best, and in order to be the best, you have to stay the best.
yeah,
So
yeah. No, I love
I think
that.
it's important.
Yeah, for sure. So, what about your schedule? I know you said you're working 12-hour days, but yeah, what does that look like for you? You guys just wake up first thing, hitting doors. I'm sure you had to like sacrifice some stuff. You
Yeah,
can't.
I lost 20 pounds.
Yeah.
I lost
Wow.
20 pounds on the month. And this is another thing, like a nugget. Really strict on the vision, really loose on the details.
Okay.
And so strict on the vision, loose on the details. The reason that is, you can't have death by routine. And if your routine gets thrown off and you're too up, like need my routine, need my 5 a.m. wake up, need my gym session, need my eggs, like too much by that is slavery. And then that's actually becomes a vice. Your routine is a vice.
Yeah.
And it's important to be liquid and fluid. So we started off gym every morning, eggs, house is buzzing with music, blasting it, like treating it like a sport, but being super dialed. And then I realized it'd be 12 p.m. and I'm tired,
Yeah.
on the doors. And I was aware enough to be like, I need to get on the last week. I said, this is it. We have to empty the effing tank, and we have to go balls out, balls to the wall, 100 miles an hour. We didn't go to the gym the last 2 weeks because we realized we need 100% of our dopamine from the doors. I was,
Mm,
I was feeling like I was accomplishing something when I went to the gym. That month, I needed to feel the only accomplishment from deals if you're going to do that much volume.
yeah.
So we sacrificed pretty much everything. We would go to my reset. My daily reset was the 5 espresso shots that I had in the morning. This Nebula shot, it was called, and we went to the same coffee shop every morning.
Yeah.
Got these 5 espresso shots, ripped up an hour to turf, cracked a white widow, like the white monster,
Yeah.
ripped that,
Okay.
and off to the races. And then the
Nice.
other thing was I had a Segway. Sam dropped me off. He didn't pick me up until his last house. I would sit in his last house with him, and then we would go home. No bathroom break. No door to door to door to door to door for from 10 a.m. to till someone kicked me off for it being too late and dark.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So, like, did you? I know you're, throwing down energy drinks, espressos, all that in the morning, but like, how do you maintain this level? Because I hear from a lot of guys out there, like, oh, Taylor, I hit it in the morning, but then by the time prime time rolls around, I'm like just burnt for the day, especially when you're starting early and all that. So,
Yeah.
are you just like getting more energy drinks, or how do you get that level up when it comes like
Sometimes we had
4 5
one
o'clock
more
in the
energy
morning?
drink around 3, but
Okay.
no, dude. Honestly, what it was is not giving myself any options. He dropped me off. He had the keys. I couldn't even get into the car if I wanted to.
Yeah.
So I'm out on turf. I'm in a seg. Also, my knocking routine is maybe a little unconventional. I ride on a Segway and I blast music on my phone.
Mm.
Blast it. Like blast house music the whole
All right.
time. Knocking on their door, spinning with my drink and my slicks, and I'm doing 360s in their driveway, and they're coming out like I'm blasting music. And then I'm like, oh yeah, sorry, and I pull, lower it, and I'm like, gotta keep myself entertained. I put I put my Segway down, I put my monster down, like I set up my office on there. It's like a whole scene, and they're like, what the heck is this guy doing out here? But their preoccupation is done.
Yeah.
Then they're listening to me for sure.
Yeah.
They all come outside.
Yeah.
They all come outside, and once you're outside and they're fully outside and present, oh, they're done.
Yeah.
They're
They're
done.
like, this can't be anyone selling me stuff. No one,
Yeah,
no one
I'm in a
knocks on my door
sweatshirt
selling me like
and
that.
sweatpants. Yeah, I'm in a sweatshirt and sweatpants, blasting Carlita house music, like just buzzing around, like the whole. And then I don't battle either. It's important to keep in mind the psychology of this closer and the psychology of yourself. Like I
Yeah.
get my 3 no's, and then I'm qualifying them. But if I understand that I can maybe flip them, then I sink my teeth in and I don't leave.
Yeah.
But I don't let people tell me no. Like I'm telling them no, or yeah. If they do end up telling me no, I'm like flabbergasted. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm
Yeah.
like, and I was telling people we have 100 of these because we did. I was only hitting 100. We left
Yeah.
people. We left probably 110. We probably left another 10 deals out there. Like we had 4 more appointments lined up for that night that we just left after we had 100 because we were just like done. But I told people, hey, we have 100 of these things. That's it. What do you mean? You don't like wait. So what I just told you guys don't want it? Like how?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's crazy. Okay, yeah, have a great day. I'm out, and I'm buzzing to the next door,
Yeah.
sniping somebody out, and then sinking my teeth in. It's a walking every time.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. What is area management? What does the area look like for you guys? Are you just going area to area? Because I know, like, typically you'll do morning knocking, maybe you'll go back, hit it in the evening. But where you guys are just full on sprint like this, was it just on to the next area, or what is the area management look
Yeah,
like for this sprint?
that's a good question too. Like so another unconventional thing. I ran through turf,
Mm,
ran through it,
okay.
and picked about. We ended up we did this in 3 different cities, like within 10 probably an 8-hour span of each other. We drove a
Yeah.
lot, but there was days where we ran through the turf. There was some turf I was in for 2 weeks. There was some turf I was in for a day. Because you have to be aware, and to do that massive of volume, you have to be low hanging fruit, and shooting for
Right.
that
Right.
because it's like I need you to do it, and I need you to do it right now. But the way
Yeah.
that the pitch comes off for me, like if you want me to run into it, kinda, it's just, hey,
Yeah.
I'll be super quick. I'm here in regards to the utility company. Did you guys notice how the rates went up? Yeah, so I'll be super quick because I only have a minute. I don't know if you know that they raised the rates. The federal government, or in this case, the state government, is requiring them to get a certain amount of their power from renewable energy by a certain date. So what they're
Mhm.
allowing a certain amount of homeowners to do is they can actually get solar on the roof for no upfront costs, where we cover it. It's actually free. And I know some people are like, oh, don't use the word free. Like, what do you mean? It is free install. Like, my job on the door is to make it as simple as possible. My closer goes in, and the way that we have, especially at Spartan, where we, fact check everyone's deals for, we have a crazy long, we have a pretty, in-depth site survey process where it's 100% clean deals. And the ethics are 100% there with all of our closers. We check people's offsets. We check what they're selling at. Like, our PBWs are low. It's oversized, undercharge, and still make good money when you're doing this much volume. We sold everything really pretty low, but because we want a lot of volume. But it's at the door. Yeah, dude, tell them it's free install. Like, then I'm passing it off to my engineer. And also, to be honest, we were in a market where you're not really saving too much money. A lot of these guys were bill swaps. Some people are paying more, but at the door, who cares? I'm telling them you're going to save, hey, you're going to save 40 to 120 bucks. Like, maybe, that's in a couple of years, but like whatever it is to get in the door, because at the end of the day, solar is worth it.
Yeah.
It's better for them. Like, they don't even remember what you say at the door.
Right.
Like, I'm just getting them a taste, and then he comes in, and then that's the full meal. Like, if I gave you a steak, right? If I told you I had the best steak of all time, and then I gave you the full steak right now, and you ate it, and then I'm like, in an hour later, I go, hey, bro, you want like another full steak? You're going to be like, no, I'm good. But if I give you a little piece of it, and it sounds like it tastes, that one piece is the best piece of steak you've ever had in your life, and I'm going to be like, yeah, I have more coming in an hour, you're going to be, foaming at the mouth waiting for him to get there. Yeah. And that's how it works with how I build up Sam and I build up the appointment. You're not selling solar at the door, you're selling time.
Yeah, so true. Yeah, I see so many new setters make the mistake. They're like benefit after benefit of solar. It's like, dude, come on. Like, you're not going to make a decision. You're just selling the appointment. You need to buy yourself time and give them a reason for someone to come back. Because if they think they know all the information already, if they think they know everything, then why are they going to agree to an appointment? They don't want to take more time.
How often does the closer show up and they say, yeah, we thought about it, we're not going to do it? Because they think they have enough information to make a decision. These people are like, this sounds amazing. What is it? Like, what do I have to do? Like, it's like perfect. And then Sam goes in there, explains the full thing, puts them in a way better position, takes care of them, and sells it ethically, and we're good to go.
Yeah, that's good. And how much did you guys do? Quite a bit of research into like areas you're gonna hit. I don't know if you kind of targeted like a certain demographic or something, or you're just like pound the turf.
No, I mean we do middle to low income.
Yeah,
try and do middle to low income, but we sold everybody. We were in the ghetto, in the trenches at one point. We were out in the sticks. We were in the city. It was kind of all over. We were selling, a bunch of different, like probably every demographic you could think of. Again, strict on the vision, loose on the details. So not too much on that,
Yeah, no, that's good. Well, yeah, and like I know if people follow you, you got videos of you. I was just checking out your Instagram before this, but you've got videos of what you say on the door. So that's the thing. Like so many people, as you're mentioning, think there's some secret word track, secret thing you're saying, but it's just like having that mindset. And I mean, you literally just told us what you're saying. It's not that much different than probably what a lot of guys say, but it's like, the way you're delivering it, the mindset you have out there, the hours you're putting in, so many different factors here that guys don't think about.
It's a transfer of energy, nothing more, nothing less. I'm bringing all these people are excited to see Sam. They know who he is. They open the door. Hey, Sam, you're Sam, right? All right, come in. Like, when you and that's another thing that's cool about leading from the front as a VP. It's like, dude, that's the best value I can give my guys.
Yeah.
And just show them that everybody's thinking too small, dude. I'm thinking too small. You're thinking too small. Everybody who's listening to this is thinking too small. Like, we can do so much more. I challenge everybody who's listening to this to push yourself. Somebody told me this in July. Like, how many times have you ever worked yourself to like complete exhaustion?
Ever? I've probably not. I don't think I have.
Dude, it's something that everybody should do. And because I've done that, I have so much confidence of really what we can do. And everybody can do so much more. That was my number one takeaway. It's like, dude, everybody can do so much more.
Yeah.
Everybody. We all can. Like, and that goes into having it all. Like, I don't think people can have it all. I think it's the only option. You have not to like go on this, but like, dude, you have to have it all. That's how you avoid burnout. For example, I went 30 days hard in the Airbnb, and now I took 3 days. I went to Colorado. I snowboarded for the one of our retreats for the team, and now I'm back in Miami. And dude, I went out a couple nights, go to some nice dinners. I'm like fully kind of resetting for the last like 3 days or so, and now today I'm back into it.
Yeah.
But like the pendulum must swing. So either your pendulum is going to swing like this, and you'll get decent results and probably burn out, and your life's going to be pretty boring, or the pendulum can go like this, and both sides are way, way more fun. Hard work, ton of volume, ton of sacrifice, put your body through absolute exhaustion, and then enjoy whatever the fruits of your labor. Touch the dream. This is the type of stuff that makes you think bigger. I overextend myself, on some of my standards to touch the dream, think way bigger, and then have a way to celebrate after. I knew exactly what I was going to do, and we looked forward to it. We went to the UFC fights. We got floor seats like 3 rows behind the cage, and me and Sam were talking about that the whole time. And Smith got us those tickets and hooked it up, and that was like a really really cool reset. And now I'm going to go really 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 hard again. And then I planned out my whole year. Then I go to Punta Cana on the 24th to the 30th for another retreat, and I'm going to be totally fun doing it all. Like I'm going to go out, I'm going to do my thing. Like I'm going to enjoy myself on the beach with my brothers that I worked my ass off with the last 30 days. And then get back on the horse and just do a full sprint to Memorial Day, work harder than everybody else, because it puts pressure on you when you're out there. You're like, hey dude, I just went out. I just, like for January, I went to Bali for the whole month of Bali. For the whole month of January, pretty much. And, the pendulum. And then I came back and did 100 deals. And now I'm going to take some time off. And now and it's, for me, that works for me better. Yeah. The discipline, the routine, the mundane. Once it starts to feel mundane, I get unmotivated. I don't show up as a leader as well. I don't, show up in my relationships as well. But when I'm maxing it out, like I just feel like we have to be maxing our life out. Like, no days off. No, you don't need rest days. You don't need, like, you're not as busy as you think. Are you busy or are you productive? Like, be super efficient. Like, keep all those things and have it all in every aspect. Do the most fun stuff. I want to be on a mega yacht in Monaco by the time I'm 30 with my best friends that I did the coolest stuff with, that I worked my, tail off for and made good money and changed people's lives. Like, and sit back and be like, dude, we earned that because we maxed it out.
Yeah, that's so awesome, man. And that's what I'm seeing from you and a lot of top performers. And I think a mistake I make too, it's like yourself, a lot of these top guys, they really do the play hard thing too. It's like, how many people are just working average and then just, they're going to take a day off and just sit there, watch some Netflix, whatever. Mm-hmm. But it's like, I think that's part of how you get this, speaking of dopamine and all that. Like if you can associate that hard work with the prize at the end, like with that trip you're going on, with that UFC fight you're going to, whatever, and then all of a sudden, I think you can train your brain to, in a way, like crave that hard work because you know what's going to come after it too.
Yeah. Like how many and anybody that says you're going to burn out, that's not sustainable. Dude, I've been doing it for 4 years.
Yeah.
And, now I have the track record where I look back and it's been the most fun 4 years of my life, and I wouldn't change a thing because we're constantly going like this, there's some ups and downs sometimes, but the trajectory is like this. And I'm about stacking experiences. I want to stack experiences, and the 100 was an experience for me. With now, Sam was one of my best friends. Like that stuff. Dude, you can't bury the money with you, and I just want to stack as many rocking chair stories as I can. And what I mean by that is when I'm 80 on a rocking chair with my boys smoking a cigar, I want to have hours and hours and hours of sick stories,
Yeah. I know. No, I love that. Yeah, now I go to some of the, Taylor McCarthy, the Knockstar stuff. He's always talking about that too. Like, when we're old and gray, sitting in the chairs, talking about how this guy failed credit, how this guy pulled a gun on us at the doors.
Yeah.
That's what we got to look forward to. So, but no, I love that, man. So anyone listening to this, make sure you, as Anthony was saying, you get both sides of the pendulum. You reward yourself, you go out there and grind, but then you also know how to hit the reward at the end, and you're not just sitting at home. And that's something that I'm working on too this year, because and take it from me, it can be tough. Like I got respect for you guys. I wish I would have done more of that when I was single, because I got 2 kids myself now, and it gets a little bit tougher to be going out on yachts and doing all those things. So wish I would have done more of that.
Yeah.
But before.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's not for everybody, but
Yeah.
for my situation. Again, you have to be aware of your situation, but
Right.
Sam has a kid, and it's nice to know. Like when he said something to me, he was like, "Dude, I left my family at home. Like we have to hit this 100." And I was like, "Dude,
Yeah.
yeah." And now he's back home enjoying his time. Like, and maybe he didn't see his little girl as much, but the
Yeah.
time he's going to spend with her now is going to have so much more quality to it.
Yeah.
Just even that, like that side of the pendulum too. Whatever
Yeah.
the pendulum is for you, you have to
Yeah. Yeah.
find it and swing to both sides of the extreme.
Yeah. Love it. Real talk. Real talk. Well, cool, bro. So before I forget, if people want to connect with you, possibly hear more about Spartan, what you guys are doing, what's the best way to get in touch? You want to drop Instagram and let guys know the best
Yeah.
way to reach out?
Honestly, my Instagram, Anthony _ Fiorentine, so ANTHONY _FIORENTINE. We documented the whole thing. To be honest, one of my paths that I think I'm gonna play around with is like I said, impact is my number one thing. So we're working really well with these leaders. I'm pretty much going on like a tour of every office, and my goal is to just help impact and blow people up as much as possible. So if someone listening, whether you're just a rep or you have a team that you're already good, but you just aren't in that group of crazy competitors and you want it, we're really good at blowing up people and putting gasoline on people their own way and letting them have the ownership over it. And we just do all the stuff that people don't want to do that, is kind of annoying in the end. But might dabble into some coaching by the end of the year and see if people are open to it. Not like I'm not going to be like blasting it out there, but like any mentorship at the end of the day, dude, like one of my takeaways is if you really look back at it, like if you're successful in this industry, you're doing some 1% type stuff. Like I live in a penthouse in Miami and I love it and I work super, super, super hard, but I also enjoy the fruits of my labor. And like, I can show people how to do it because I've been doing it for 4 years and I know how to sustain it. I also invest a ton of my money. I'm in like every aspect. I'm in the gym. Like I want to get in really good shape. Like now this month I'm going to get dialed back in. It's all of that. So you have to touch every single aspect, and maybe I'll help some people through some coaching or mentorship or whatever, but we'll see.
Yeah. So guys, if you want to reach out to Anthony, hit him up on Instagram. And like you're saying, he may get into some coaching stuff a little bit too. So hit him up if you want to connect with him or his team. Great group of guys, obviously. And yeah, these guys are throwing down insane numbers. So
Yeah.
definitely can't go wrong connecting with Spartan.
And I think it's just a good amount of it's the right people that are doing it the right way. Like with all of our
Yeah.
systems and processes and like customer experience being the driver, like just if you want to get in with a group of guys, like dude, this has reignited the sports team family for me. I was just an athlete my whole life, and I just never saw myself doing like anything without a group of people. I like a team around me, and do life with your best friends, make life fun, win the game of life.
Yeah.
That's what I'm playing.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Well, Anthony, it's been awesome having you on. So last question before we wrap up here. If you have, let's say, I know you coach a lot of reps, you got a lot of reps on your team. So what would you say to a rep that's maybe struggling, maybe hasn't been able to hit those big numbers, maybe they didn't come from like a college athletic background. They're like, man, I don't know how I can ever hit those big numbers. What would you say to help them think bigger and maybe get out of a
Dude,
rep
I
that they're
love
in?
this question, bro. It is, you have to take just extreme ownership, 100% ownership, and then make the decision that you're going to be the best. No one is coming to give you permission to be the 1%. No one is going to come and say, hey, bro, it's your time. You're ready to go. You're going to be a dog now. It's something that switches in your brain where you decide that I'm going to be the best at this. I'm going to be a pro. And once you decide that, I treat my body like a professional athlete. I treat this like a game. And once I decided that's a scoreboard, I'm going to run it up. How do I get to the top of the scoreboard? Pick somebody that's doing it really, really well. Pick what you like from it. Make it your own. And then going out there and do it. Because leadership is taken, not given. Nobody knights you to be a top producer. Nobody knights you into leadership. It's something that is taken by a decision that you make to be the guy. And everybody listening to this has the opportunity to do it. You either think you're the best and you're right because you truly believe it and you do everything to get there. If every decision gets you closer and moves the needle, stick in the best use of your time in needle moving time, where it's going to move the needle closer to your goal. Are you getting closer to your goal? Are you getting closer to becoming a top producer? If not, you need to put yourself in the top use of that time and go on a 90-day hiatus, disappear and do Go all out. Push yourself to complete exhaustion for 90 days and see what your body is made of, what you're capable of. You'll shock yourself. And then once you do it once, now you have the confidence to do it again, but take it. Don't wait for somebody to tell you, hey, bro, you're good at this now and you can be a top producer. No, dude, go out there, say, I'm doing 50 and take it.
Yeah. Nugget. Love it. Thank you so much, Anthony. So guys, anyone listening to this, go do the thing. Even if you don't have the title, even if you don't have the accolades, make the decision first, just like Anthony did. And that's how you're going to do big things in this industry. And then, like you said, go balls to the wall, go all in. And then I think you're going to be shocked at what you can accomplish. So,
and get a running mate. Be around the group of people that believe in you too. That's a big thing, and get them to buy into it. Believe in their goals, support them, make them hit their goals, and then they'll be supportive of you. And put yourself out there and get around people that you really, really care about.
Yeah,
it makes it way more fun.
100%.
Have fun with it. Keep it fun. You have to have fun. Once you stop having fun, that's when you're going to stop seeing success. Once you start having more fun, you'll start having more success.
Yeah. 100%. Love it, brother. So remember, you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. So hang out with guys that are going to push you. Hang out with the guys and teams that are going to make you better. And you've been hanging out with Taylor, the Solarpreneur, and Anthony today. So no doubt you're going to get better just by listening to this podcast. But I appreciate you for coming on the show, Anthony. And can't wait to see what you do next. We'll have to have you on again, and we could go for hours, man. But thanks for your time, and thanks for dropping some heat for us today.
Appreciate it, bro. Yeah, I'd love to do this again, man. I had a blast. I got chills. I'm all fired up right
now. Love it,
man. Have to have it all, baby.
Let's go. All right, brother. We appreciate it, and we'll talk soon.
Yeah, appreciate you, bro.